Alrighty, this is We the People News. Not attorney, not giving legal advice. Use your Second Amendment, arm yourself with knowledge. Okay, be able to protect yourself by any means necessary and your family. Anything I say or do is just hearsay. Okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, do. What else do I need to say? All right, so this is from Texas 25.03. By the way, some of you guys in Texas, look that code up. Okay. Um, this is going to be interesting, and I might have to pop and go. But what this guy is saying is nationwide. It's just not Texas, people.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody who showed up to the Texas State Commission on Judicial Conduct public meeting that they had in Austin, Texas this last Wednesday. And I want to go over the highlighted portion of that whole meeting. See, every 2 years, the Texas Commission on Judicial Conduct shall have a meeting with the public. So for the last 6 years, I've been going to these meetings, and we've never had any problems recording in the past.
Right? You're working within the system you have? I've heard horror stories, especially from family courts all over the state.
Being at the SCJC public meeting 2 years ago, I was able to observe this. This is my recording. Not only in my recording do you see an iPhone on a tripod, but the man at the end of the table, that's your chairman, Mr. Gary Steele, or should I say Judge Gary Steele from Seguin. Now, Gary Steele was at the end of the table, got promoted to chair, and now has changed the rules of the game. Of course, it's in the government code, but what do we know?
Now, always remember that part. He is a judge, and he ruled on people. Okay? But again, he cannot follow the Texas law. What have I been saying? These judges are violating Criminal Code 14, 15, and 16 and Transportation Code 543.
Today's proceedings are being conducted pursuant to Section 33.0055 of the Texas Government Code, which requires the Commission in even numbered years to hold one public hearing to consider comment from the public regarding the Commission's mission and operations. I will now read to you the Commission's mission statement. The mission of the State Commission on Judicial Conduct is to protect the public, promote public confidence in the integrity, independence, competence, and impartiality of the judiciary, and encourage judges to maintain high standards of conduct both on and off the bench.
Well, then follow your own rules and the Texas law and all the other states. These things are so frustrating because they make it sound so like they are in honor. When every time they turn around, they are in dishonor and never giving full disclosure of the jurisdiction, of the subject matter or personal jurisdiction. But just say, I have it. All right. I'm getting fired up.
I would also remind all of you that it is against the law to photograph, record anything for this commission today. I'll remind you all there is going to be a recording. It will be available upon request through the executive directors.
But in this meeting, they made it pretty clear that it was illegal to record the meeting. Let's take a deep dive into what just happened. See, the matter of public concern comes that the chair of the State Commission on Judicial Conduct is telling people that it's illegal to record the proceeding. He does also mention that there will be a recording. So while it's illegal for us to record, he's saying that they're going to record and that you may have a copy. So it's not really illegal if they can do it, but we can't, is it?
And I'm going to pause right there again, right? Now, this is the same man, right, as judged people that can't even follow the law. But he judged you.
I didn't want to argue, so I just put my camera away. But I went up there and I said, what law was it for not to record in a public hearing? We always get that all the time, but well, whenever you're ready, I'll start. I think the State Commission on Judicial Conduct got the message when there were several members of the public that questioned them on their authority to tell people whether it was illegal to record or not?
Yes, Robert Brewer speaking for myself. And for background, I'm an atmospheric chemist. I've worked with some of the top scientists on Earth, the father of global warming, the matriarch of climate change, and with Carl Sagan's boss at Cornell. I've traveled the Earth looking for deep Earth gas. So I've been at the top pretty much of my profession. I am here because the Constitution was written to protect those. In the first sentence of the Constitution is "we the people." That's what we are here. We're standing up to straighten out the system as we see it. Restricting us from recording violates Texas law 551.023, and that's the
And maybe it'd be a little bit more clear, but let me. Other states, look up your own code.
main reason that I'm here. Every judge in Smith County that I've talked to says you can't record. I used to be able to record. 15 years ago, it was fine. I had a tripod. I recorded every trial that I ever went to. Now you can't. They say it's the judge's prerogative. Our rights to those what I just read off are protected and inalienable. So we have to be able to record.
Thank you, sir.
And then you have Terrence Champagne, the wizard. And why do we call him the wizard? Because he's fast, he's quick, he's thorough, and he's effective. And just like that.
And you're going to have to listen to this one guy coming up because I've seen him in a couple of previous videos. It's been a while since I've seen some of the videos, but with Jeff Morgan, he's done a couple of videos as well. Due to he was a victim to the 4D program of the Texas family courts. And he is good.
He makes magic happen.
Thank you, sir. Terrence Champagne. Next up will be Dorothy Patterson.
My name is Terrence Champagne, and I represent myself. Impotent, feckless, ineffectual, and flaccid are how I would describe the worthless State Commission on Judicial Conduct, which continues to consume Texas taxpayer funding while providing no benefit to the general public. This is my third time speaking before the board since 2018. I think a perfect example of this ineffectiveness of the board is the statement that we cannot record this hearing. Once again, Section 551.023 of the Texas Open Meetings Act. A person in attendance may record all or any part of an open meeting of a governmental body by means of a recorder, video camera, or other means of oral or visual representation. You said we couldn't. I feel the record should be corrected on that. This agency, staffed by a meager 12 employees, is either unequipped or unwilling to do anything to accomplish their mission of serving as a check against rogue judges who actively harm the public. The budget, as laid out in the General Appropriations Act, shows a paltry $1,485,935 appropriated for the solemn duty of holding our judiciary accountable. Of those staff on there, there's only 4 investigators.
And that is a very low number compared to other states, even smaller states. I think we got like 30 million people and definitely got more judges, over 30 million people, right? And that's all the budget is. Number one, we need to call our legislature and raise that number. Number two, when I checked into it last, there was 14 people. But I am led to believe that 10 of these people were just kind of ciphering through the paperwork, and the ones that looked like it could be controversial judges, well, then you had the 4 that can go out and really investigate. But sit and think about that. Out of just $1 million, how far can they really investigate all through the state of Texas, y'all, trying to get records requests and docket numbers and the case and all these kind of stuff, on top of reading the complaint and all that kind of stuff on the judicial branch, right? And we wonder why our judges are running amok here in the state of Texas. Only 4? Only 4 people. And average is 50. In other states, average is 50. How in the hell do we have 4? And at max, 14.
4 investigators seem hardly adequate to handle the 925 cases that were filed in fiscal year 23, not including those cases pending at the beginning of the year. It's odd that the agency even has investigators, as it appears the investigators do very little in actual investigations. My own complaints?
And I'm going to challenge that. There should be a lot more of 900. A lot more. Like I said before, every police officer, every magistrate, every prosecutor, every judge in the state of Texas is violating Criminal Code 14, 15, 16, and Transportation Code 543. .002, I believe. Okay? Why is there only 900? Well, that's because the people are not complaining, number one. Number two, that may be an offset number. But since nobody actually reads the codes to put these judges in check, you guys need to do your homework. Because they're running amok.
Those others have filed, and certainly others testifying today, I cannot recall ever hearing where an investigator actually contacted a witness. Is this or is this not part of their scope of duties while doing an investigation? Your annual report seems to show a reduction in the number of cases filed, having reached a peak in 22 at 1,764 and declining precipitously to 925. Have our judges gotten more honest due to the SCJC being effective? No. The SCJC has in fact removed the ability to submit complaints electronically. Noted clearly on their website is that they do not accept complaints via online forms, telephone, email, or fax. We live in a digital age, and despite previously accepting complaints online, they've removed this functionality.
See, I didn't even know that because I haven't really followed one. I'm seeing how the judge is going to act here in the next couple of weeks. But now I know you can't do it online anymore. What the heck, people? Especially you guys in Texas. We need to call the bar and tell them no. And the commissioner of this right here, get that back up in there. And we, the people, really need to start filing complaints.
Mission.
Because these judges are running amok, and if we do not complain, then nothing's going to change. And it's not going to be an easy process. It is time for the people's court to come in and judge the judge.
Seeks reform, then they need to work to restore the public's trust by actually performing their functions and investigating judges in violation of judicial ethics. This actually involves contacting witnesses, providing greater ease of access by which individuals can submit complaints and supporting evidence, and do more than holding this biennial meeting and doing nothing. I've requested notes and memorandums from this commission summarizing these meetings, and I've always gotten the same response. There are no records responsive to this request. While this commission is not doing anything, I don't think they will. Fortunately for the public, there is the Sunset Commission, which will review this board in 28 and 29. While last time the Sunset Commission may have had little access to SCJC documentation, I can assure you that next time, individuals like myself will be more than happy to provide the Commission our documentation from our complaints that y'all failed to do. I urge you to restore public trust in our judiciary instead of punting it to the next SCJC committee members as a standard practice.
Thank you, sir.
And then this happens.
Ma'am, in the back corner, I know not everybody, people are recording in violation of our proceedings, but at least turn off your lights so you're not distracting us. The mission of the State Commission on Judicial Conduct is to protect the public, promote public confidence in the integrity, independence, competence, and impartiality of the judiciary, and encourage judges to maintain high standards of conduct both on and off the bench.
So, in conclusion, he says that their mission statement is to protect the public, promote public confidence. Then he said something about competence and impartiality, blah, 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 blah. Encourage judges to maintain high standards. So what we have is a district court judge here in the state of Texas that is the chairperson for the State Commission on Judicial Conduct. And in the end, he blames the public. I know some of y'all are recording in violation of this proceedings. I'm sorry, but your policies, procedures, and rules don't supersede state law. And I think we've already gone over the state law in this video. It's kind of redundant. Oh, and I forgot. In October of 2022, at this public meeting, we caught the new chairman doodling a seashell instead of paying attention to the public testimony before him. Just something to think about. Does this promote competency within our Judicial Oversight Commission? Thanks for watching, and tell me what you think.
Again, if you want to look at more of his videos, I haven't seen very many of his videos. This came across my YouTube as I was watching it when I was laying in bed. And I thought it was important enough to go ahead and promote it out there. And it's Texas 25.03. Read it. I have not read it. And if I have, it's been a while back. Okay? And don't remember what it is. But there you go. This is with the People News. Let's keep the judges back in line. And we actually do need more court watchers. Okay, we got cop watchers out there. You got people out there investigating FOIA requests and all these kind of things. But we do not have enough court watchers and calling out the judges and attorneys that's running amok in our courts. This will be the People News. Bye, y'all.